Welcome to The Sound, KQAL FM's weekly behind-the-scenes look at Midwestern-made music. From writing and recording to distribution and promotion, The Sound is your source for new releases and exclusive interviews from Midwestern artists. Support for The Sound is made possible by a grant from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Rolling. Tonight on The Sound, we bring you Minneapolis' latest alt-country artist, Molly Brandt, with her full-length debut album, Surrender to the Night. Released July 21st, 2023, Surrender to the Night is a collection of tunes that sound like they could be a greatest hits from a seasoned songwriter. Except, this is Molly's first album. And as I found out, these are also her first attempts at writing songs. Well, she definitely hit the mark here. Surrender to the Night will take you on a journey through a whole spectrum of emotions and even through the bluffs and valleys of the driftless region. See, Molly Brandt is a storyteller, and these songs are her stories. So kick back and get ready to take a ride with Molly Brandt's Surrender to the Night, tonight on The Sound.
I'm still alive.
That was Bluff Country Paradise. That's the first track from Surrender to the Night, the full-length debut by Molly Brandt from Minneapolis. And tonight, Molly joins us on the phone. How are you doing tonight, Molly?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for joining us. So this last track, I'm really excited for this interview. I just recently discovered you when this full length came out, and super excited for it. Super excited. And also we should tell folks you're playing tomorrow night at Boats and Bluegrass here in town, Boats and Bluegrass 2023. So really super excited to see you there as well. This first track though, I love it. Bluff Country Paradise. It's something that kind of speaks to me since the region I live in, and I'm just kind of curious. It sounded like there's a lot of awfully familiar lyrics in there, Bluff Country, Driftless, Root
Hmm.
River. But I did kind of dig in, to try to find more out about you, and found out it looks like you're from Marion, Iowa, which
Yeah.
is down around Cedar Rapids. But I'm guessing maybe you've spent a little time around here. Maybe. What's the story?
Actually not too much, but we really started to explore the town. Well, I didn't discover it, whatever. I found out about the town of Lanesboro. I don't know if you've ever
Oh,
been there.
yeah.
And my partner introduced this town to me. He's got great connections there and
Mm-hmm.
friends there. And we last summer got to visit it for the first time and went bike riding and hung out near in the river, went floating in the Root
Oh,
River there
cool.
in
Yeah.
Lanesboro. So it's really kind of inspired by that town, and I definitely want to explore more areas, more parts of that the driftless region,
Right.
but I still feel like it's a new thing to me. But we spent several trips down there with some friends. We played at the High Court pub
Oh,
there, and
cool.
just really love that town. And I was kind of inspired by it. Was sitting on our friend's porch while we were visiting, and I was kind of just journaling some words and phrases that were coming up for me as
Uh-huh.
I was there. And I just feel like while I was there, I'm really getting out of the bustling city and
Uh-huh. Right.
was really embracing the quiet of it all and the nature and just letting that affect me. And so that's where the song kind of was born.
Wow, that is so cool. Because, like, I mean, listening to it, see, I grew up in this area. So
Yeah.
listening to it, it sounds to me like I really connect with it. And it sounds to me like it's coming from a place of like really knowing this place. And so that's interesting to me that you just recently discovered it.
Yeah, just last year. And I wouldn't say I really know the place. I feel like I want to explore it
Yeah.
more, and I just feel an immediate connection to it.
I was gonna say it definitely sounds like you at least have a connection to it, and
Yeah,
really feel it. So that's really cool. I think people are gonna love that tune around here. So,
I
um,
hope so. I
oh,
really want people to discover it and trying to get the folks of Lanesboro to listen to it because it's really kind of like an ode to them, but it's
right.
also like an ode to that region and just an ode to the Midwest and
Mm-hmm.
any areas where you're able to really be present in your surroundings.
Right, right. Have you played much down in this area other than Lanesboro, or just that?
Not really. I
Yeah.
guess we did the an event in Winona, affiliated with Boats and Bluegrass. They had the summer series Beers
Oh,
and
that's
Bluegrass.
right. You did. Yeah.
And then I think we Red Wing, that's in the
Okay.
Driftless
Yep.
area, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we played at the Big Turn
Oh,
Festival this
cool.
past year.
Cool.
Otherwise, me and Eric really want to do like a little driftless tour or
Uh
something
huh.
like that with our duo. So I don't know. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's fantastic. Um, so do you guys have when you play live, do you play with a full band or is it just a
Yeah.
duo or okay, cool. Cool. So you do
Yeah, I
both.
mean, Eric and I do our duo thing often,
Okay.
but mainly it's me and my full band that'll be perform, various venues.
Right. So we're going to see the full band tomorrow at Boats and Bluegrass, right? Tomorrow night.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Oh, looking
Super
forward to it.
exciting.
Totally looking forward to it. Well, I'm on the phone with Molly Brandt tonight. She has a brand new full-length album out called Surrender to the Night, and she's playing Boats and Bluegrass 2023 tomorrow night here in town. Molly, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Let's get into some music here, and then we'll come back and talk some more, okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, this next tune is the second track off the full-length album, and it's called Eagles 34. So we're going to check that out, and then we'll come back and talk to Molly about it, okay? So this is Eagles 34 by Molly Brandt right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Boots are burning on the floor. There's a man in a cowboy hat. He walked right up to me and then he taught me how to two-step. We got Patsy Cline and Emmylou, Waylon and George Jones. The cowboy hipsters all start barking when they hear the Rolling Stones. Oh, mama, I'm singing at the Eagles Club tonight. I got all dressed up so I could see the city lights. Well, the lipstick and the honky-tonk is everything I am. Turn off that old jukebox, baby, start dancing to the country band. A man is drinking his whiskey straight, and there's a beer on the guitar amp. The snap-ups and the polo ties, and the bouncer with his stamp. Hell, they even got a taxidermy loon up on the wall. There's karaoke in the other room, you better chug your alcohol. Oh, mama, I'm singing at the Eagles 34. We don't take requests, but we got haggard swinging doors. Well, we know we're just northerners living for the heartland. Turn off that old jukebox, baby, start dancing to the country band. It's Cajun night and the fiddles playing. There's pitchers full of beer, string of lights and the curtains red. I'm gonna swing from the chandeliers. They got denim on denim and a midnight pizza meat, a raffle and a bingo game. Tobacco in the back room, reminiscing about the good old days. Mama, I'm singing at the Eagles Club tonight. I got all dressed up so I could see the city lights. Well, the lipstick and the honky-tonk is everything I am. Turn off that old jukebox, baby, start dancing to the country band. Turn off that old jukebox, baby, start dancing to the country band.
That was Eagles 34, and that's the second track from Surrender to the Night, the full-length debut from Molly Brandt. And I have Molly on the phone with us tonight. So, Molly, Eagles 34, that's in Minneapolis, right?
Yes.
Is that song a true story as well?
Mostly, yeah. We played, I think, one of my first few times playing there, I was playing with a country cover band.
Cool.
We've played there with my band too, but I was again doing that journaling thing where I just sat down for 5-10 minutes and was like, okay, the Eagles 34 is such a cool place, such a quintessential vibe in terms of, I don't know, there's a lot of country music that happens there, a lot of two-step dancing, line dancing, and I don't know, I love the whole like divey bar, fraternal organization vibes, if you ever go to like an
Right.
American Legion,
Yeah.
it's just cool. There's a lot that I observed, and then
Mhm.
there's some aspects of the song that are just me making up stuff. Like it's for the sake of the song. Like I talk about a taxidermied loon on the wall. I don't think they have that there. I just thought it was funny,
But
and I
it would
thought
fit,
like
right?
the Eagles Club would have that though. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I just cobbled together a bunch of little, again, phrases, words that were inspiring me, and
Well, and I
put it over a little country groove progression, and
yeah,
voila.
totally. Totally. And I bet you anything, there's an Eagles club somewhere in Minnesota with a taxidermied loon on the wall. So,
I know, right?
there's got to
Yeah.
be. There's got to be.
They do that, right? They taxidermy loons.
Yeah.
That's possible?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Totally.
So I'm not totally out of bounds.
Right. And some nights, being in there, one might think there is, right? I mean,
One might think.
that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. Do most of your tunes come from like true stories and journaling and stuff? Like, how do you go about writing? How does it
Actually,
start?
I think most of my stuff is like not fake stories, but sort of like, I don't know,
Like
my little
embellished?
fantasies. And,
Uh
I
huh.
mean, a lot of the songs on here are just pure fake stories where
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just thinking of a character. And actually, the new stuff I'm writing right now that is beyond this album has become very character like I'm thinking about a specific, I don't know, funny character or
Mm-hmm.
something that provides a lot of imagery. And so I just use that imagery and the storytelling. But there's real emotions that come through. And there are a few tracks like My Mind, which I'm sure we're gonna hear maybe
Mm-hmm.
later on
Yep.
this show,
Yes, we
is
are.
more of an introspective, like personal journey. But songs like Surrender to the Night, that's a fake story.
Okay.
Old Northern Woman, fake story, but real
Wow.
emotions.
Well, yeah, you can feel it. Wow, that's interesting to me. So you can really put yourself in that space, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because they feel like
Yeah.
true stories to me. I'm like, ooh, some of them give me shivers. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I guess when I was a kid, I was really into like writing stories, and I wanted to be like a novelist when I grew up, and I
Perfect.
was always into art and stuff. So I think this just lends itself to my talents,
Right?
being able to just come up with fake stories, and there's no rules when you do that. Like
Right.
I'm not limited to anything. And my life is exciting, but it's also not as exciting as some of these fake scenarios that I'm coming up with. It's for the sake of the song, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's those little embellishments in a story, right, that make everyone
Yeah,
go, ooh. Well,
yeah.
so when you are writing, what comes first? Is it the words or like a lyric or like chords or a melody? Like how does it usually start for you?
So it depends, and I'm really new to songwriting. Those songs on the album are my first 9 songs I've ever written. There's a cover on the
Okay.
album too.
Yep.
Those are the first songs I've ever written, really. I didn't have like a
Wow.
big catalog to choose from. That I started writing 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm
Oh,
very new to it, and but I've discovered that I am more lyrically driven.
okay.
Um but I think right now as I'm writing, I'm doing a lot of writing right now, where my partner Eric, who I've mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
he'll come up with like a progression or a groove, and then I'm like, here's some lyrics. Or just last night, we were sitting on the couch and we were thinking like, oh, let's make a really like kind of minor sounding, dark, deserty sounding song. And I was
Ooh.
like, ooh, I have an idea. And I gave him my idea. It's secret right now. But I was like, okay, this is the title of the song that I'm thinking of. This is the story of the song, another
Mm-hmm.
fake story. And he was
Right.
like, I gotta go downstairs right now. And he like came up with a whole instrumental progression. So now I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna create the story based on, it's like I start with a basic lyrical idea.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some musical ideas, but that's like kind of a new process for us. But I do think I'm more lyrically driven.
Right. Wow, you guys sound like a heck of a team, I tell you what.
I know. It's
That
amazing.
sounds great. And is he on the record? Is this Eric Carranza?
He's on, yeah, Eric Carranza. He's on 2 of the, or no, he's on 3 of the tracks, I think.
Okay. Cool.
We sort of met each other last year in I think April, and I had already been recording most of my music, but he kind of came in and was like adding his take to it. But for the next record, he'll be on all of it.
Nice. Very nice.
and will help me produce. He's also in the band now, so he'll be performing at Boats and Bluegrass tomorrow.
Sounds great. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, let's get back into another track, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Great.
I'm here on the phone with Molly Brandt. She's from Minneapolis. Has a new debut full-length album out called Surrender to the Night, and this next track is called Propane and Cigarettes, and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Take a ride with me. Meet me outside this bar this summer night. It's just like the perfect recipe. Light me up, you know you can't resist. 'Cause I'm like propane and cigarettes. Yeah, I'm like propane and cigarettes. Hot girl summer, do you know what I mean? I'm your American pie. You're saving up all my sins. I've been working hard from 9 to 5. Bad out of hell, you know I'm all tacked down, but I'm feeling right. Next thing that you know, I'm gone. Nobody lives forever. I only came here for a good time. Down for whatever. Take a ride with me. Meet me outside this bar this summer night. It's just like the perfect recipe. Light me up, you know you can't resist. 'Cause I'm like propane and cigarettes. Yeah, I'm like propane and cigarettes. Meet me outside this bar this summer night. It's just like the perfect recipe. Light me up, you know you can't resist. Take a ride with me. Meet me outside this bar this summer night. It's just like the perfect recipe. Light me up, you know you can't
That was Propane and Cigarettes. That is off the latest album by Molly Brandt. And the album is called Surrender to the Night. And I have Molly on the phone with us tonight. So, Molly, we were kind of talking about your writing process, how that happens, how you and Eric kind of put stuff together. This tune, I really dig this tune. It's got more of a kind of a southern rock, like a rockin' feel to it,
Yeah.
which is a genre I really like. And I think pairs really well with country, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But you do have quite a variety. You were just mentioning about writing a new tune with like this deserty feel and a minor key. You mentioned the cover on the album, which the last track on the album, Minneapolis. Oh my gosh, I couldn't remember for a second. But Lucinda Williams, I believe, right?
Yeah.
But that's got such a dreamy feel. There's some tunes on here are straight up just like country two-stepping type tunes, kind of a country rock. You got quite a variety. Is that on purpose, or like what kind of stuff do you listen to? What do you take in to, how is this?
Well, to answer your question, is on purpose? Not really, because those were the songs I'd written, and I was kind of like, okay, let's put them together in an album.
Wow.
Took me a while. We were releasing singles, and I didn't know if I was going to put it together as an album. I was just kind of like, things were growing really fast, right? I recorded songs, I started releasing singles. All of a sudden, I'm getting booked for all these shows. Oh my God, I need to write more songs.
Right.
And so that's why it was like a 2-year process of me realizing, okay, I'm going to have to put these together somehow. And I know there's that philosophy of putting a project or an album together that feels cohesive. But I was thinking, I'm just going to put it out there, and this is my collection of my art that I've done. Maybe in the future I'll have albums that have a more like, okay, this album feels this way and is this cohesive vibe. But I really was just thinking, okay, I need to get my music out. And I feel really thankful that I ended up exploring all these different vibes, and which is really great, because as a beginning songwriter, I was just kind of like throwing things at the wall and seeing what would stick. What was the second part of your question? I'm already forgetting.
Well, like, what do you listen to, I guess?
What do I listen to?
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of Americana, a lot of country, whether that's classic country or more like alternative country, a lot of, rock and stuff. I really was inspired by the White Stripes when I was in like high school.
Oh, cool.
Then I started listening to a lot of bluegrass, not a lot of bluegrass, but I was really into like Nickel Creek and Chris Steele, and nowadays I'm like super into Margot Price and Nikki Lane, and
oh my gosh,
getting really into like Emmylou and Graham, Parsons, just all the classics. So I'm always trying to explore, whether they're up and coming country and Americana artists. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards, and so a lot of my music is very similar to the stuff I listen to. Crazy, right?
Right. Obviously, right. That's usually how it goes, but not always.
Yeah.
Not always.
And I guess I have in my past, I've listened to a lot of genres.
A lot of different stuff.
I used to be in a jazz combo. I used to sing jazz music. I was into hip hop. Yeah, I still am into hip hop, but like I don't like actively listen to it as much. But there's a lot of influences there,
right, which is good. That's really good. I'm kind of piecing this together as we go. So are you telling me that you were writing and recording these songs as you went, and then wow,
kind of? Well,
and these are the first
I wrote so in 2021 I had written 3 songs, and one of my friends, Colin, who's an engineer, recording engineer, he was like, let's record these. So we came in, by the time we were ready to record them, I had one more song. So we recorded 4 songs, and then I released those as singles. During that time, I was writing 4 more songs. Then we recorded those in 2022, about a little over a year ago, and started releasing 2 or 3 of those as singles, and then I finished writing Bluff Country earlier this year, like in January.
My gosh.
And then I was like, okay, we need a 10th song. Let's put a cover on there. And then I was kind of like, okay, now now we can figure out an album release date. So it
Right.
wasn't like, okay, these are going to be the 10 songs. It was like, okay, I got to
Right.
write these as I go
Right.
and just sort of like,
Well,
piecemeal it together.
right. Well, it sounds like you've been in music for quite some time, but you've
Yeah.
just recently started writing, which blows my mind because I think this whole album is full of great tunes. You
Thank
know,
you.
I mean, I really do, and that really blows my mind. So how
It
did
blew
you?
my mind too.
Right, right. Well, that's good, right? Well,
Yeah.
how did you get started with, it sounds like you came up kind of playing in other genres and other bands.
Yeah.
How did you get your start and how did you, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've been playing piano since I was 5. I'm a
Mhm.
classical pianist, so I've got a lot of knowledge there, and I'm also a piano teacher.
Cool.
And I went to school, to college for music,
Okay.
and I was involved in choirs since a young age. Show choir, I don't know if you guys know what that is,
Oh yeah.
but that was like big in Cedar Rapids area.
Cool.
So I was always involved in that, trying to get all the solos and, all that good stuff. And then in college, I started to study, all sorts of stuff. But my friends were doing like opera, and I was like, I don't like, well, although I had to sing opera songs in my voice lessons. So I was singing opera arias fairly well for not practicing that much.
Wow.
But I was like, I don't like this. I want to join the jazz combo, or like I think the jazz combo person encouraged me to join. So I was started to sing in the jazz combo. This is the first time I was like singing in a band.
Okay.
And we started like playing at like little bars around town. This is in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, cool.
But we were playing jazz standards and covers and all that good stuff. And then after college, I formed my own Molly Brandt band, and we were doing the same thing, kind of like jazz, soul, R&B music.
Okay.
And then I kind of got burnt out on that a little bit, and I decided to move to Minneapolis because I was like looking for some other career opportunities. At the time, I was involved in nonprofit work, so I was
Okay.
like, I need to find some nonprofit work up here in Minneapolis. So I moved up here in early 2019, and I got a job at the Electric Fetus record store,
Nice.
and I got a job teaching piano, and then eventually I started working in nonprofits. But pandemic happened. I got laid off from 2 jobs that
Ooh.
I was working for a theater, and I was working for the American Choral Directors Association. So I had 2 really good jobs there. I was still teaching, so 3 jobs, insanity. I got laid off because of the pandemic, so I started getting unemployment benefits and having all this time off. That Minnesota was paying people hand over fist to just chill at home. And I consider myself one of the lucky ones who actually benefited from that scenario,
Okay.
although it was a terrible time.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
it was rough.
But I had my own apartment for the first time. Finally, I was living by myself, able to have the privacy
Mm-hmm.
for myself to explore this creative side.
Okay.
Because living with roommates, it was like I was very scared to, I don't know,
What's
sing
different?
and
Yeah.
stuff. Like somebody's gonna hear me like just being embarrassing, because the process of writing a song is just so funny to listen to unless you hear the final product. So
Right.
I
Yeah,
think it
because
was
there's
my
something
own
in your
like,
head, right, that isn't exactly what always comes out first, right?
right, or you just have to like sing gibberish
Right.
words and
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah. Exactly.
and like kind of explore the ugly side of your,
Mm-hmm.
like just
Sure.
making it sound weird. And then so I lived by myself, and I had this neighbor who was also a musician, gave me one of their microphones to use, and I downloaded GarageBand, and I started messing around on GarageBand, and just kind of recording covers, and I was recording some like videos of me playing cover songs. And I think I was encouraged by friends that, Molly, you should write some songs, like just do it, just
Right.
try it.
Right.
And I was like, I don't think I can do it. Like it felt like this very lofty, like hard to attain skill that felt like, oh my God, it's going to take me years to get good at this.
Right.
No.
No, it
And
didn't.
this is helpful for anyone out there who's like, I want to write music. Like you
Uh-huh.
can start anytime.
Yeah.
Because I had all the tools available to me. I have all the theoretical knowledge. I know how to make chords work.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up the guitar, and I spent all this time that I had learning to play guitar good enough to, strum and write some songs, and just started playing a lot of other people's songs on the guitar just to like kind of get the feel of how this works, and was starting to really pay more attention when I was listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the first song I wrote was Revenge, and that's on the album, and that was my
Interesting.
first single, and that was the
Wow.
first song I wrote because I was just kind of like playing around with this back and forth A minor D7, A minor
Uh-huh.
D7, and was like, ooh, what does this story sound like? Oh, it sounds like a murder ballad or something, and I was
Right.
like, okay, what's this elaborate story? And showed it to my friends and just kind of like had that encouragement of collaboration
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me. And, had 3 songs, literally 3 songs, showed them to my friend Colin, and he was like, these are awesome. We need to come into the studio. And I was like, wait,
Cool.
really? Like, these are good? What? And
Cool.
so, yeah.
Wow. Wow. And that's really interesting. So you say Revenge was your first one.
Yeah.
If I was to look at this after what we've talked about so far and say, okay, she started singing jazz, that one to me sounds the most linked to jazz.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't know
And
why, but
blues.
I
It's really
did think that,
bluesy.
yeah, and it's a little bluesy. So maybe, yeah, it's just the roots of that perhaps. How did you like lean into this country thing then? How did that happen?
Well, I felt like, yeah, that Revenge song was giving blues vibes, but I
Mm-hmm.
also felt like the lyrical content felt to me kind of typically, country. I don't know if
Sure.
I'm trying to think of uh Garth Brooks, the Thunder
Oh,
Rolls,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh, this is kind of like that kind of vibe.
Okay, cool.
But I was raised on country. I grew up in Colorado for the first 8 years of my life, and
Okay.
my parents just listened to country nonstop. This was in
Okay.
the early 2000s, right?
Okay,
Okay,
sure.
late 90s, early 2000s, and I
Right.
was listening to like the Chicks and
Mm-hmm.
Jody Messina and Diamond
Right.
Rio and
Yep.
Keith Urban and Shania and like, all these classics. And I was just idolizing these people. So I
Cool.
was always super into country, but I kind of like rejected it in my, my
Like a teenage
preteen teen
rebellion, right?
years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then in college, I kind of was like discovering there was really good country out there that was more unique and more on the cutting edge and was less
Mm-hmm.
pandering to audiences like the pop country that it had become in
Right.
the mainstream on the radio stations. But I was discovering people by going to music festivals, and I went to Hinterland
Oh,
Music
I
Festival.
love it
This
down
is
there.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been years since I've gone because it's like exhausting now.
Right.
But I used to go and like go camping and
Uh-huh. Yeah,
do a bunch
yeah.
of crazy stuff, as you can imagine, and just frolic all over. But I was discovering these artists at Hinterland that really were like, oh my gosh, this is so different, but it's like bringing me nostalgia about my actual music taste from when I was a kid. And I
Right.
saw myself in these performers. I was like, oh, I can do this too. Like, this can be me. So just discovering those kind of artists, if you ever check out all the Hinterland lineups,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like to a
Yeah.
T my
Uh-huh.
taste in music.
Well, maybe we
And
should
worth mentioning at
hmm
Boats and Bluegrass, I think we're going to be playing a couple new ones too,
Awesome.
for the
Awesome.
first time.
Oh, cool.
So
Debuting some tunes. I love it. I love it.
yeah,
Well, speaking of tunes, let's get back to some music here.
yeah.
I'm talking to Molly Brandt. She's got a new full-length album out called Surrender to the Night, and she's going to be at Boats and Bluegrass 2023 tomorrow night right here in town. And this next tune is the title track, Surrender to the Night, and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
County road in my review, driving all night long, running away with my wedding dress still
That was Surrender to the Night, and that is the title track from Molly Brandt's full-length debut album. It's out now. Molly is going to be playing Boats and Bluegrass 2023 tomorrow night right here in town, and I have Molly on the phone with us tonight. So, Molly, we're kind of talking, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff in that last segment.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about your writing a lot and stuff like that. You mentioned that you recorded this as you went, a couple tunes at a time. So it happened in a couple different studios. I mean, are these all friends of yours? Are you recording any at home at all? You mentioned, Eric went in the basement and wrote a chord progression. Is it like tracks already? You know what I mean? Are you guys doing it at home? Are you,
for this last record, we recorded with my friend Colin Lonergan. He's a recording engineer, but I think now he's mostly focused. He's working with Soul Asylum. He does their live sound when he goes on tour with them. But he's a friend I had from high school, actually, so I've known him for quite a long time. And then Bluff Country was recorded at Honeytone Studios out in Neenah, Wisconsin.
Oh.
So that one was like a one single special, but I definitely want to go back there for part of the next record.
I used to live in Menasha, right next to Neenah. Yeah,
it's like right there,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. How did you get hooked up with that?
Eric has the connection with Honeytone. He's pals with the engineers there, and they're really, really awesome to work with. Highly recommend. And then Minneapolis, we just recorded in Eric's apartment because it didn't have a drum track, so it was a lot easier to do. Yeah. Theoretically, we could record everything in our house now. We live in a house together now, but I still want to record at everything at studios and really put in the investment there. I'm thinking of going back to Honeytone, and I'm shopping for some other spots for this winter that we'll be recording this winter.
Yeah, and then you get the expertise of the producers and engineers and those extra ears. It's all helpful. It's all very helpful.
Yeah, and I want it to really be the next album. I'm really looking to take risks and really forge a unique sound that is like really captures people's ears right away, and it doesn't sound like every other album of the last 20 years. I want it to sound distinct and commercially ready. So I really want the high quality detail making this commercially ready. And I'm also working with sync licensing to try to get the stuff into movies, TVs, commercials and video games and stuff. So I really am looking for a unique, cool sound that melds all sorts of genres, and we're kind of going into this, like, we can do rock and roll vibes, because we can do some electronic kind of vibes, some like more ethereal things, but really keep the country elements in there, and the Americana elements, bring in some pedal steel, and just really get those cool guitar tones.
Yeah. Well, that way it sounds consistent, right? It sounds like a band, an artist, as someone you can rely on, like, ooh, I'm going to like this next record,
Yes.
Yeah, totally. That is awesome. I absolutely love it. Well, let's get back into another tune here. This always happens. See, I'm super into your record. You can tell because we're going a little over time. So, but let's play another tune for folks. I'm here talking to Molly Brandt. She's got a new album out called Surrender to the Night. And we're playing through some of the tunes here and talking to her about it. And she's playing at Boats and Bluegrass 2023 tomorrow night. So go check her out. This next track is off the new album. It's called Old Northern Woman, and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Joint down by the lake. brother died in the war. She sold that plot of land, started working at the liquor store. She had mouths to feed, another baby on the way. So the winter was long and there's bills to pay. I'm an old northern woman. These trying times have been here before. Yeah, I'm an old northern woman. I never once complained, but I always wanted more. Then she grabbed me by my shoulder, sat me down with her to pray. She said, someday when you're older, you remember me, remember what I say. I'm an old northern woman. I love these Minnesota nights. I'm an old northern woman. There ain't nothing gonna slow me down to take my rights. I'm an old northern woman. I love these Minnesota nights. I'm an old northern woman. There ain't nothing gonna slow me down or take my rights. 'Cause I've been running from the devil almost all my life. I'm an old northern woman. 'Cause I'm an old northern woman.
That was Old Northern Woman, and that's a track off the new album from Molly Brandt, and the new album's called Surrender to the Night. And I have Molly on the phone with us tonight. So, Molly, as we mentioned before, you're playing Boats and Bluegrass 2023 tomorrow night. It sounds like you've played here once before at the Beers and Bluegrass thing they had down at Island City, right?
Yeah.
And so you're kind of fresh to Winona, and
Yes.
I think folks are going to love you here, you know? So
I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, last time we did a little duo. We were on the indoor stage
Okay.
for the Beers and Bluegrass, but this will be my full band. Super exciting.
Cool. I am excited to see that. Oh, and I'm assuming, so I found you on Spotify and Bandcamp. I'm assuming you're on
Yeah.
all the streaming services,
Yeah.
Apple and everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, for sure.
And let's see, website, mollybrandt.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's Brandt is BRANDT. Okay, so
Yeah.
mollybrandt.com. How can people? What's the best way people can find out about like where you're playing and new releases coming out and stuff like that?
So I would say Instagram and the website is the best place because I have a
Okay.
tab on my website that lists out my show dates where you'll have there's ticket links and everything.
hmm
And my Instagram, I'm posting on there, every other day announcing shows, show times, other fun stuff that's going on. But I also am posting all that stuff also on the other social platforms, Twitter, Threads now,
Right.
Facebook, sometimes TikTok. So I've got lots of information, several places there.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I love it. I absolutely love it. So you've got CDs. Do you have vinyl yet? Are you doing vinyl yet?
No,
No.
and
Okay.
I guess I should look at that for the next one, but I know it's kind of an investment and a
Right.
process.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was just kind of, the budget was maxed out,
Right.
of course. But I do have t-shirts and stickers,
Awesome.
so you can order
Cool.
those online, or I'll be selling them.
I'm
They'll be at the merch tent this
tomorrow.
weekend.
Yeah, cool. Sounds great. Well, I'm super looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you in person. And best of luck to you.
Sweet.
Honestly, I don't know if you're going to need it. I really think this is, you got a great album here. And it sounds like you got a bunch of stuff coming in the works too. So
Thanks,
yeah,
Bill.
yeah.
Yeah, everything's super exciting. We are just getting started.
Cool, cool. Well, we're gonna go out with another track from the album called "My Mind." I chose this one for the last track because it was the first single you had released, at least through Spotify, anyway.
I think this was the second single,
Was it the
actually.
Oh shoot! See, there's my Angela Lansbury skills didn't
Oh
come off
my
there for me.
gosh.
So
Either way, it's one of the first.
it's one of the first. It's an earlier one.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if there was a story behind this one or anything. You want to talk about this tune a little bit before we go?
Yeah, this one's more of a like close to my heart introspective thing going on here. I think this was written early 2021. I was kind of like coming out of this pandemic. I felt like I was hanging with this crew of people where we were just partying a lot, and I felt
Mm-hmm.
like it was making me really lonely, and I was seeing this guy, and it just felt like that wasn't a good relationship, and I was kind of expressing my emotions about that here in this song, about feeling left out, feeling like life is too short and like I've wasted all my time, feeling like the fear of missing out, feeling like I'm like in my head too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little like just going a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's the message of like, everything's going to be okay, or like, you can um, sort of process that information and go forth. And then the outro is just kind of a like, y'all come sing in the bar together vibe of like, okay, this is a triumphant ending of,
Right.
that's a whole different vibe. It really builds up to the end. And I just was envisioning like a whole bar of people singing together,
Oh, cool.
um, to be that feel. But I think it's a relatable song with some of the specific lyrics that I put in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think so too. I love it. I absolutely love it.
thank
Um,
you.
well, I've been here talking to Molly Brandt. She's a new artist, or newer artist, from Minneapolis. She has a new full length album out called "Surrender to the Night," and that's what we've been listening to here tonight. She's going to be at Boats and Bluegrass 2023 tomorrow night, right here on Prairie Island here in Winona. And let's see what else. MollyBrandt.com. Go there for more information about her, right? So, Molly, thank you so much for talking with us tonight. I can't wait to see you perform tomorrow in person. So, thank you.
Thanks so much. It was really fun talking to you. And I'm, of course, very verbose. So thanks for letting me rant a little
Oh,
bit.
for sure. That's what this show's for. That's what this show's for. So we're going to go out with that tune we were talking about, "My Mind." And this is from Molly's album, "Surrender to the Night." You can pick it up online or go to a show. You might want to go to a show tomorrow night and see her, right?
You just
So,
might.
yeah. So this is "My Mind," and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Something always happens in my mind. Something always calls to me at closing time. And a voice inside it's all just in your mind. La 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 la
Thanks again to Molly Brandt for joining us tonight on The Sound. To hear more from Molly, go to mollybrandt.com, your favorite streaming service, or Bandcamp. For more deep dives into local and regional albums, tune into The Sound every Wednesday night at 6, right here on 89.5 KQAL. You can also listen to past episodes of The Sound on your favorite streaming services. Find links at kqal.org. I'm Bill Stoneberg, and we've just heard from Molly Brandt on The Sound. Thanks for listening to The Sound. The Sound is produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us online at kqal.org. Theme music for The Sound provided by Mike Terrell of Fires of Denmark.